Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to Two Tangled
A
Skeins.
little warning would have been nice.
By the way, we're recording now.
I was looking down, crocheting away.
I did that to you the other time when we recorded just the two of us.
Yeah.
Mid-conversation.
She's like, click!
Anyways, welcome to Two Tangled Skeins. We are Saturday, January 31st. This is episode 96. I'm Sue, also known as Crafty Knitter 7. I'd like to welcome any returning viewers and welcome any new viewers, which we've had quite a few of.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Kari, also known as Jaded Knitter. And you can find us on YouTube under Two Tangled Skeins, on our blog, which is twotangledskeins.com, and Twitter under the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Lynn, also known as Tollbay. You almost forgot that time. She remembered the first time we tried this, and then she almost forgot. I'm Lynn, also known as Tollbaby, and come join our Revelry group. We need more of you to get our 1,000 members.
I was going to say 100,000.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I was going to say 100, and I was like, no, that's not impressive at all.
No.
So, we're on take 2 because we had a bit of a... The picture looks choppy on our end when we do stuff like this, but it turned out fine in the playback, so...
Yep. So, FOs.
Oh, I have
I've got two. I've got two tiny foes.
I have a really big foe.
I has no foes. I has an almost foe.
You take that end. And I take this end, and Sue takes that end. This is my Kura. It is finished. Woo! And
Look at those colors.
I was super, super impressed that it was not only a gradient that went light, but then darkened again at the end. I will, as a caveat, tell you that I did not finish the pattern. There was another edging repeat down here, but of course I should have taken it out first.
There's
With
not
14
much left.
rows left to go, I had this. So I quit while I was ahead. I actually tinked back an entire row, and no, you don't get to keep it.
I know.
That's
But
for
it's
Rob's
soft.
mummy. Yes, it is very soft. And
So-
That
very
is why I will
squishy.
give it back without any...
And this is out of Allison's My Color Wheelhouse Everyday Sock in... Sorry, it's backwards. In Frivolous, I think. And it was knit on size 7, which is US 4.5. 4.5 millimeter. It's so pretty.
It is pretty.
And I'm going to treasure the last little bit I have of it because sadly this is not for me. I wish it was, but it's not. It's for Rob's mother. So I'm actually going to Rob's next weekend, so I won't be here to record with these guys. And I will be forking it over then if I've had the chance to block it.
Impromptu visit. I mean,
It's
you
so
can't complain.
squishy. It is really one of the nicest yarns I have knit with recently.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I keep bugging her. When
She's
you
a new
updating?
dyer.
When are you updating?
She's from the east coast of Canada in PEI, and she's a new dyer, so she's been sending out samples to people and also selling samples for very cheap on her Etsy shop. But she's
getting one though.
She's going to be ordering very soon. So
Yes, she will be opening her shop soon. She's not open yet. Nope. Doesn't exactly go with the green, but that's okay.
Who cares?
so you need to block it.
Everything goes with
It
green.
needs to
Green
be
is a
blocked.
neutral. Okay, green's a neutral in my wardrobe.
Well, that's okay. Last night she was knitting in the really, really pretty green that we saw last week on the side of the monitor, and this was right next to it, and the two colors together were amazing. That's the yarn she's knitting with, and it doesn't look that vivid on the screen. Neither does this, but the two together were just awesome. I am buying one of those. I almost bought one the other day.
Ugh.
No foes?
No foes.
I have two. They're tiny, but they're finished, and Lynn helped me crochet the edge because I had no
Oh, they
clue.
turned out really good.
Yes, I blocked them. So these are two snowflake ornaments that I'm made. I'm in a swap, and this pattern is by Katie Himmelberg, and it was published in Interweave Knits Holiday Gifts 2008. So that's it there.
She was just having a bit of trouble with the crochet edges.
I couldn't wrap my head around it, and an experienced crocheter couldn't wrap her head around it.
It was an interesting explanation.
Yeah, they
But
were.
I got it.
They were knit on 4.5, which is a US 7, and I used Patton's Classic Wool in the Peacock colorway. So basically this swap is every month you have a theme. You don't necessarily have to go with the theme. And then I think in November we mail it out and they get to open it during the 12 days of Christmas. So, yeah, so that's that. That's
as we've already determined, I'm not a delayed gratification kind of girl.
No.
Poor Juliana, I've been harassing her for days.
Well, we'll explain later. So that's the only FO I have.
But they're
so, yep, poking around
What's
on the needles. Socks that I'm hoping to finish soon. I was hoping to have them finished today, but that didn't work. These are my pinstriped socks. Let me find the name of the person, which is Julia Swart, We Sheep Knits. And where's the big picture? So that's the pattern there. And it's perfect for self-striping because it's not boring, but it doesn't take away from the self-striping. And I'm knitting this with my Lollipop in the Downton Abbey colorway, so pinks, greens, browns,
so
and
very
blues.
jealous about that.
And so where was I last week? I was where you can see the marker right here. So I've done all this. I'm working on the gusset, and then I'll do the heel and the rest of the leg. And I tried the Fish Kiss Lips heel. Yeah. I spent an hour and a half with very, very detailed instructions from somebody I know on Instagram, and I still couldn't do it. And somebody messaged me and said sometimes it takes 1 or 2 tries, and then finally it'll just click.
It's like Kitchener. Once you get it, you get it. But until you do, it's a little tricky.
It wasn't clicking, so... And I'm knitting this 2 at a time on my die crafts on 2.5 millimeters. These are my heavy metals?
Yes.
Yes.
It's the big one that are normal.
What else do I have on the needles? I have my Yowza Weigh It shawl by Susan B. Anderson, and I think she's on like her 3rd pattern now. So that's it there. And it's a crescent shawl, which you can see. And I'm naming it. I'm knitting it out of a Yowza, skein of Yowza from Miss Babs in the Biker Chick colorway. So, as you can see, blacks, grays, whites, and orange.
Harley Davidson.
Biker Chick. I'm not sure how much I got done on it this week. Oh, I got a little bit done.
Yeah.
So, my markers, left-right issues right here. So, I got maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches done. I'm knitting this on my Knitter's Pride Carbons interchangeables.
Yeah.
These are light. You barely can't tell that you're holding a needle. They're so light. The points are pretty pointy. They're not like super pointy like the signatures, but they work.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. So that is housed in my awesome granny bag. And the other thing that I have on the needles, and if you are doing the Follow Your Arrow to Mystery Cow, this is a spoiler alert. Go away for about 30 seconds because I'm going to show what I've done already. And I'm doing the spoiler alert because I was watching a podcast last week that didn't do a spoiler alert and I saw what I was knitting. So, she apologized, but still. So, this is what I've got. I'm going to need bigger needles now. This is what I've got so far.
Yep. That's pretty.
And I'm knitting this out of Wool Miza.
Which is the pretty stuff in the yarnet.
Yep. And I'm knitting this on, I don't even know, this is a size 4, but I don't know. You gave me these. I don't know what they are.
Size 4 is 3.5 millimeters.
Knitter's Pride? No.
They'd be Knit Pros.
Knit Pros.
Because they're not dark enough, or they're not purple enough to be Knit Picks.
Right.
So they're Knitter's Pros.
So 4 millimeters, which is a US 6, and I'm enjoying it. Took both Lynn and I.
Once we got past the initial difficulties last night,
Yes. Once we could add, you know, math, because, you know, we had like math or something.
Counting.
Yeah, that was a lot of counting. But once we clued into stuff that was not in the chart that you have to remember. Yeah.
I'm claiming we were befuddled because of the cheesecake.
Yep. We ate
Because, oh boy,
moo
was it good
cheesecake. It's all in the name.
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm really liking this. And Clue 3 comes out Monday. Hopefully I'll be done. And for those who don't know what this is called the Yarnet. And you could go to theyarnet.com. The person who created this is actually Canadian, but she couldn't fabricate it in Ontario. I can't remember the reason she said, so she ended up having to bring it to the States. And so I asked if she would send a sample, and whoever replied to me said absolutely, because the creator's Canadian. So she's hoping to get people from Canada to start ordering it. Was at Vogue Knitting Live that's in New York, right?
Yeah. Oh, they're all over the place.
I think it was the New York. I think it was the New York one, and within 3 hours, she almost sold out of that batch she had that day.
Sweet.
So
I'm definitely buying one because I like
what you do. So you turn it, the top comes off.
You put your cake or your ball inside,
and it just spins. It's awesome. And the bottom here, I can get it off,
is a little rubber compartment.
You can put notions in there. And there is a strap that comes with it. So once your cake is in here, you turn it upside down. Put your strap through,
holes,
put it on your shoulder, and go. It's genius.
It is.
Absolutely genius. And they even have some that have like mustaches on them.
I saw that one.
You have to go on the site. It's hilarious.
They've got different colored domes. They've got different colored bases.
Bottoms. Yeah.
It's really neat.
So I will promote this every episode if I have to, because this is awesome. If you don't have one, you need to get one. If you're in Canada, she has put the shipping down to $9.99 across the board. So she said the only sales she had been getting were from like the Alberta region, and I'm not sure why.
And when you want to put your knitting down, there's slots in the top. You can't really see them all that well.
Here, now
but there's two slots that way to stick your
needles in. You can put them in this way, or you can put them in.
And it's great for color work because there's 3 holes that you can have your yarn coming out of.
Yep. So cats can't see the end of your needles, stuff like that. So I love it, and I'm done.
I was sitting in the living room crocheting this morning, and the yarn was on the floor, well, in the bag on the floor, and Zach's cat was under the little table I sit with at the couch, and she was just batting up to the yarn. That's all you see with these 2 little white paws coming up from under the table.
See, all I get is a pug that occasionally sleeps on my yarn.
Are you mid-row?
Yes.
Okay, what's on my needles?
I'm going to be mid-row for a while.
All right, well, that's okay because I got a few projects.
Oh, by the way, thank you.
You're welcome. Iced coffee, it's delicious. This is the Lynn's Round Ripple Baby Afghan or something like that by Lynn's Designs. Round Ripple Baby. Yes, I got it right. Which I was working on last week. I've only gotten...
I love how the colors are coming out.
I think I've gotten about 5 rows done since last week.
Now that the green's not pooling all on one side.
Yeah, I like it.
The baby-to-be is going to adore that. Is your sister-in-law or
niece?
Niece.
God, my sister-in-law better not.
Sorry. Your sister-in-law's trying.
Sorry.
No, if you watch the show, I don't know. I thought you said nothing. Never mind. She's not.
Nobody's having babies.
At least none of us.
No. If I ever get pregnant again, we're gonna have some serious problems.
I looked at you this time and saw the facial reaction, but normally I don't see the facial reactions until we're looking at the video afterwards, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, if Kari gets pregnant, there's acts of God involved.
That means God exists?
Pretty much.
So this is knit out of, it's crocheted out of Katia, Mexico. In colorway, I actually sent it to her this time.
No, I didn't.
No, that's last week's.
I copied and pasted from last week. Sorry.
Girl, I sent you the colorway and everything.
I only copied what wasn't there. So I'm a bad girl.
Yeah, you are.
Would you like me to open it up so you can see?
I typed out all my show notes this morning and sent them to her.
Well, I looked and I thought, all these three are the same. I'm just going to take
they're
the one
not
that's
the
not
same.
there.
I had the colorway. Anyway, I have no idea what colorway it is, but they're all numerical, so really who cares? And it's discontinued, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there.
You can't buy any anyway.
Because if Lynn's knitting with it, you know.
Although I found 5 people who had some for sale in their stashes on Rav, so who knows. And it is done with a G hook, which is a
4
US 6 or a 4 millimeter. These are the Knitter's Pride hooks that I was sent
by Stephanie.
A set by Stephanie, and they're kind of amazing.
Stephanie from Stitchcraft Marketing.
Yes.
You rock.
And I really like these. If I'm completely
Yeah,
honest,
'cause-
I like my Prims a little bit better because they're a little squishier, but these are really nice.
They're not cheap either.
No, these are not cheap.
I was looking up to buy a set for myself, and I went, oh, eBay, here I come.
My mom borrowed one the other day while I was at her house, and she's like, "Oh, these are nice."
And you're like, "Give it
you
back."
don't need those, do you? You have a full set, and I had to forcibly take them back from my mother.
Give it back.
And this lives in the pirate bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yar. So thank you very much, Darlene. I'm sorry.
Darlene. It's okay.
I do that to my friends. It's not just you.
Yeah, you know.
I've been known to call her Sarah once in a while. People's names are interchangeable. So that's the first thing I'm working on. I've made a little bit of progress on the man socks, but not a lot. Like an inch and a half.
I was going to say, just past the cuff.
Yep, an inch and a half maybe. And most of that was done in the car this morning while we were waiting. Or this afternoon. On the way to Sue's house, I got a flat tire. Actually, I think I got a flat tire last night and just didn't notice. So Kari and I sat there for an hour and a half waiting for CAA to come change my tire because I don't have a proper jack. And it was 20 below outside and I wasn't going to do it.
But was it worth it?
So, oh yeah, because he was pretty.
I didn't see because I.
So
sat
she
in
didn't
the
get out
car.
of the car. So she didn't get to see him. But yes, the progress that I've made on the man socks was done in the car this morning. It is based on Stephanie Pearl McPhee's A Good Plain Sock Recipe, A Good Plain Sock from the Knitting Rules. It's just a plain stockinette sock, and it is made out of Barocco Comfort Sock in gray.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, I'm not loving the yarn.
Have you knit with that before?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm not loving it.
What was the camo stuff?
The camo stuff was Bernat socks.
Bernat, right.
And it's a thicker yarn. This one is more of a fingering, but it's 50% nylon, 50% acrylic, and it is not nice to knit with. It's not, I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not soft, and it's not...
But for intended recipients...
It's extremely springy and splitty, but, you know, for what it is, it's fine. I just wouldn't go out and necessarily want to make socks for myself out of it, but...
Mm-hmm.
It's alright. It's actually turning out really huge, so I'm going to have my dad try it on. Well, I'm going to be at Rob's next weekend, so I'll make him try it on then. It's easier for him to get socks on and off than it is for my dad. So,
and then tell him they're not for him?
Well,
It'll
it'll depend how they fit, because right now they look really huge for me. Because normally I do Rob's socks in ribbing all the way down. So this for me looks really huge. We'll have to see if it fits him.
Yeah, because the ribbing, it's the spring effect, right?
Yeah, and I'm not... we'll see.
What else you knitted on?
I had like 4 projects when I got here.
Your Java Jenny bag is over there.
Yes, I know. But that's what the socks were in.
Okay.
Since I finished this one, I got back to work on Olive Branch. And I forgot to put a stitch marker in. But I was here the last time you guys saw it. So I've gotten a couple of inches done.
Mm-hmm.
I did 1.5 pattern repeats. So I'm now under the second chart. And yeah, you see guys, it's not pink. It's red.
No, it's pink.
It's red.
It's pink.
This
It's
is pink. It's not pink.
It's dark pink.
It's not pink. Anyway. Not pink.
Pink. I saw that. Moving along. Needles, yarn, yada yada. You know,
It's
the
not
things our
pink.
viewers come to watch us for.
Yeah, and I'm almost done this row. So, chop chop.
Get over it. So this is the Olive Branch by Library Paste. I don't know what the person's actual name is. The pattern page actually says Library Paste.
Mm-hmm.
So it is done out of Handmaiden Mini Maiden in berry on size 5 needles, which is a US 3.75 millimeter. And it is for my mummy for Mother's Day. I know my mummy doesn't watch the podcast, so I can say that.
Unlike Kari.
Unlike Kari, whose mummy does watch the podcast.
Mummy tells her she has yarn.
So,
oh, by the way, Mom says hi.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. So that's what that is. Oh, yes, there's one in here. And I cast this on this morning. This is what my brown bag sock challenge stuff is in. These are compost bin liners.
But you'll use them after, right?
Yes, I will use them for actual compost once I'm done. Sorry. So this is what I'm carrying it around in because I had the pink thing. This in the in my other Awesome Bags by Granny. Is that what it's called?
Bags by Awesome Granny.
Bags by Awesome Granny. I can't talk today.
Have more caffeine.
They should just send me to the corner. I had this in here, so now that this is finished and it's going to be blocked, now I can put the olive.
Liberated.
I can put something else in here, probably the olive branch. So what I cast on this morning is really not that impressive. This is it. That's all of it.
Do you have the pattern?
I do. I actually have a really big picture. It is this thing.
Focus. There we go.
So this is called Filamat. I don't know how you would pronounce that. The guy who designed it definitely isn't French. So,
the girl, you mean? Hunter Hamilton?
That's a girl?
Yes.
I'm very sorry.
I'm pretty sure it's a girl.
I assumed it was a guy. I'm sorry. So yes, it's very, very pretty. This is actually the cover of the book called Curls. It is a specific construction of shawl where one edge is straight and the other edge makes these big wavy curls like you see in the picture. And every pattern in the book is based on that construction, and they're all just different lace patterns.
Any gauge, any needles.
Any gauge, any needles, it'll work out. I will warn you, there's a lot of knitting and purling through the back loop. A lot of it in this pattern. This pattern is almost exclusively knit through the back loop and purl through the back loop.
So that could be tough for somebody who has wrist problems.
Yes, because the purl through the back loop is a little bit tricky. No. Yes, it's the purl one
because
you
you're
have
going
to go.
around. Yeah, I know. I've done that.
Now, I need to boil my silly cable again because it's all springy. But these are my... And these are the cheapest needles I have ever bought, and they are so good. These are boy needles from Michaels, and they are so pointy. Look at this.
Yep.
They're super, super pointy.
For that size.
For the size 7, yes. Yeah. I've seen the smaller ones. They're pretty pointy too. I've never bought any bigger, but so this is knit out of, and I will give you guys a caveat. This is superwash merino. It does not feel like superwash merino. It is scratchy as hell. This is knit out of my big ball. Mm-hmm. I pulled this out of the bag early, and they both went, "What the? It's not that big."
She doesn't cake her things.
No, I don't cake my yarn. I wind it by hand
because she gave me her ball winder.
So I did this last night, and it is the scratchiest damn stuff I have ever knit with. It's awful.
But
I'm
maybe once it's
hoping it will
washed.
soften up once it's been blocked and washed in some kind of.
But if it doesn't, it's called conditioner.
Yeah. And I've got lots of hair conditioner in my house. So, yes, it's very scratchy and not soft at all. So that's what it's being knit out of. It's Lisa Souza Hard Twist Merino in denim. And it's knit on a US 7, which is a 4.5 millimeter. And it's the pattern is by Hunter Hammerson from the ebook Curls.
The blue is really nice.
It is a really, really pretty color.
It's like a charcoal blue.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a dark, dark denim. Mm-hmm. And I'm loving the color play as you knit because it's sort of faded denim. It's faded in bits. It's distressed.
I sure hope this video turns out right.
Yeah, me too, because it looks really weird to us.
It's not working well.
But I like the way it's knitting up, but I'm not enjoying knitting with the yarn. But that's my February project, so... And because I can't win a prize, I don't have to follow the rules. So I cast it on in January. Sue was like, "You can't do that!" And I was like, "I can't win anything. Why should I care?" Don't listen to me, listen to Sue.
Because you know.
And that's all that I have on the needles. Kari, your turn.
Okay.
Did you find what you were looking for?
No.
Okay.
And it's one of my diagraphs.
DPNs?
Yes.
Shall we check the back of my car?
Possibly.
But did you have it out?
We'll discuss it later.
Okay. Moving along.
Moving along. So I pulled this out, and they both look at me and go, "When did you start that?"
I was not surprised. Sue was shocked.
I'm still amazed at this point how quickly she can. Holy crap.
Yeah. It is a... I should have brought my... actually, where is your...
What are you looking for?
Oh, her mint one. Because it's
What?
the same size.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, her color affection.
It's the same size as a color affection, basically, if you know what size that is.
Big.
Big. This is my new winter shawl, or winter scarf, rather. It is... let me pull out these. Same colors. It's just easier to see the colors.
Remember
on
she said she had a plan? This
Yep.
was her plan.
This was the plan. In my project page, it's called... It's called Insomnia is a Horrible Thing to Waste.
So you didn't.
So I didn't. I must have cast this on early Sunday morning, I think, last week.
Wee hours of the morning?
Wee hours of the morning, because I had insomnia, and I got up and I cast this on.
You know, now
You
I've
both
got in
do
my
that.
head is Richard Lewis going, "No, a mime is a terrible thing to waste." Thanks very much for that.
You're welcome. So yeah, it's knit side to side for this, and then you pick up stitches along the edge and knit the border. And
Sue loves doing that.
Oh, Sue would hate this one, because once you've knit the border, you knit a couple of rows and then you pick up the whole way around. So all of the shawl, all of it, including this edge, and then cast off
Sue just checked out.
picots.
Oh, Sue's favorite.
You just give me chills. I hate Pico so bad.
It is Tegate.
Tageet.
I think
Probably.
it's Tegate.
Tageet.
Yeah, well, it's Greek.
Just show it so they can see the name.
Yeah. And it's by Rosemary or Romy Hill. And I love her patterns. This is also, as I was saying to the girls earlier, a prime example of how to tell whether or not your color work is going to work properly. If you take... There is actually 2 colors in this, but I printed it off in black and white. But the colors are similar enough that while you can see them if it wasn't in black and white, you can't if it's in black and white. So if you're doing color work, like
You
something
want a
like
bit
this,
more contrast.
and you're not sure if you have enough contrast, take a picture of the 2 balls next to each other in black and white. If you can't tell the difference in
Don't
the
use
picture,
it. It's not
don't do
gonna
it.
work.
Change one of them. But yeah, this is by Rosemary Hill. It is supposed to be out of fingering weight on smaller needles than the ones I'm working with anyway. I'm doing it out of what's essentially sport, because this is Socks That Rock, medium weight. In the colored stuff is Hobbit Garden, and it's not cream, but I'm going to call it cream, is Gilly Dew.
The off-white.
The off-white. It's off green, actually. It's
Yeah.
kind of greeny white.
Sorry, I'm on a
4.5
decaying
inches.
mission,
Needles
so I'm
are
not
4
much.
millimeter,
4, right.
which is a US 6. And I love Romy Hill patterns. I adore them. I've knit a bunch of stuff by
I've
her.
never.
She does a lot of lace.
That's probably why. Hey, I just started knitting off a chart last night
For the first time ever.
for the first time ever.
And she's doing well.
But I love her patterns.
So thank you, Isolde Teague, for being lazy.
It's not lazy. She mentioned these things in the beginning of the
I just
pattern,
found it funny.
but then you forget while you're knitting the repeats that, oh yeah, there's a spine stitch in the middle that you have to remember. Oh right, you're supposed to make one on either side of the spine stitch. You have to remember that. So, yeah. And
Carrie's
anyway,
like, meh.
fudge.
She usually walks around without the pattern, so.
Yes, I do. But yeah, this is essentially being knit in a week. It would be done by now if I had actually been knitting it to size. She gives percentages and how to, like, exact instructions on how to figure out by weight.
Because if you know Kari, instructions, those are, you know,
They're questionable.
They're more guidelines than actual rules, really.
Exactly. So, yeah. But I'm doing it in a completely different weight of yarn. I had more than was called for, so I did the percentages and worked it out and made a much bigger scarf. Because this is going to... I'm Canadian. I need something that, like, wraps around my face up to here, like,
because,
6
you know,
times.
average of minus 20.
Minimum. And I'm normally standing outside at a bus stop and, like, minus
It's
30.
really going to look nice because your hat and your mitts match.
Yes. Yeah, it'll...
And you needed something that's not as busy.
Exactly.
For the middle. And that cream or green is really going to work.
Oh, yeah.
Well. Does it ever feel thick?
And the other thing I have on the needles, which is...
I love the name of those.
The pattern name for them is... This is something I'm designing, or have designed, realistically. Help I Can See My Feet. It was a random comment off a thread I was reading...
In LSG?
In LSG last January. And it was about knitting... I don't remember what the exact comment, but it ended with me designing a pattern that actually has the anatomically somewhat correct bones to the feet on the foot.
You're crazy pants.
Yeah. I don't know where I have...
Dude!
Yeah, I know, it's me. But yeah, it's... I don't know where it is. Because of course I forgot to get this out earlier. This bag has far too many things. You're probably not going to be able to see this very well, but yeah.
Wow.
This is actually out of, I have a copy of Grey's Anatomy, the book.
The book, not the
show.
Not the TV show.
And it, like, the classic Grey's Anatomy with all of the, like, done in the 1800s kind of thing with the black and white
I remember
drawings.
that book when you're moving, and I went, "Oh, Grey's Anatomy," and you went, "No, dear,
no. This is the one that tells you, you know,
you
the
don't
foot
remember
bones
that?"
connected
Yeah,
to
I
the
remember
whatever
that.
bones.
She's
and,
like, "Yeah, no, dear,
not that one."
that."
But yeah, I literally took an anatomical sketch of a foot and translated it into a chart pattern, and I have a left and a right. And that's what these will be. And these are for somebody.
I was going to say, you're knitting them for somebody in particular.
Yeah, they're knit for someone in particular, so they're designed
Eventually
perfect.
they'll get them.
Yep. And it's top down.
What's the yarn?
It's Knit Pick Stroll Tonal.
Okay.
In something
kind of
about
red thing.
wine.
Okay.
They don't have the colorway anymore, though.
It's not just me knitting discontinued stuff.
Yeah, but the yarn isn't discontinued. Just the colorway's name is changed. So yeah, you'll eventually see progress. I might publish the pattern. I might not. I haven't decided yet. Depends on whether or not I can...
if you don't. LSG will lynch you if you don't.
I don't think they remember.
I'll remind them. With photographs.
Oh dear.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it, because I haven't actually cast on anything else.
We still have a lot
I've been working
of
through
time.
this.
And we've been talking for 33 minutes so far.
Zip through the stash acquisitions.
Yeah, we've got quite a few
We'll start with Sue's.
stash acquisitions.
Basically, Kari's going to shut up because I've got nothing else.
I need the pile over there.
Yeah. You can start with this.
Oh, this was something that I forgot to show that Allison from My Color Wheelhouse sent me, and she's trying out doing Rolex. So, yeah, that's pretty accurate to color. So I get to try those out.
They're really
soon.
pretty.
Yep.
Now you can have the box.
And the box. The box is yarn from Vivid Fiber Arts.
I was going to say there's a shipping label right on the box.
But her company name's not there. It's Vivid Fiber Arts, and she's a new dyer, and she's doing gradients. And I signed up to knit a fingerless mitt pattern, and she sent the yarn, and I love the packaging. I absolutely love the packaging. Isn't that cute? And it slides out, and I have 2 perfectly weighed skeins to do 1 mitt each. So she sent that. It's called Gemini XL in the Merino Cashmere Nylon Blend. And I picked out a pattern.
It just went in my knitting bag.
Not gonna happen. Sorry, I do have the pattern here. This is it. I'm gonna do the Richmond Mitts by Brenda Castiel Designs. And that's them there. And I think just a little bit of cabling, oops, there we go, will be really nice. Because now I've got, so that's one thing, and I want that back.
I know. I just figured that a box wouldn't fit down Kari's top all that well.
Here, next.
Good Lord, woman.
I bought these off of eBay. And basically, it's a set of crochet hooks with the soft plastic. I'm not sure if there's as soft as what you have.
No, these are hard plastic.
But it's still better than metal.
But they're more ergonomically shaped, and they don't have the. Oh yeah, they do have the sizes written in millimeters at the very bottom.
Yep, and there's no hook.
No letters though.
No letters. Anyways, I paid less than $4 for them, so you know what? I'm not gonna complain.
Yep,
They'll work.
Stop buying needles from China.
They're cheap.
Yeah, and they probably also contain lead.
I need the yarn.
Oh, sorry. Oh, is it the 2 yellow ones? Or the yellow and blue?
They're all 3 of them are the same.
Oh, right.
So,
sorry.
so
Forgot about that one.
I got some yarn. I saw this on Instagram and I contacted Krista McMahon. Is that how you say that? McMahon? From Tinted Tangles. And she dyed up some rainforest colorway on her DK. 100% superwash merino wool, 246 yards. That is pretty. Here you go. That one's for you. She sent 2 for us and 1 for a giveaway. And she doesn't want it. I got Juliana yarn this week. I'm good. So, I'm going to knit up something with this very soon. It's gorgeous. It's greens and yellows and blues.
Aqua, sort of, yeah.
But the great thing is, this skein is for a giveaway. And it says, no 2 are the same, which I think is really cute, but inside is some stitch markers. So we're going to do a giveaway for this. I'm not sure if it's going to be this week or next week, but that's coming on the horizon.
I was going to say, we've already got a contest this week.
We've got stuff going on, and then there's one more thing over there.
Yep.
The last thing is, I started watching a new podcast, and it's called Cozy Crafting with Abby, and Abby makes bags, and she sent us.
We all know Sue and bags.
It's not for me.
Oh.
This is for a giveaway. So we're going to do a giveaway soon with this bag, and it's really, really well made because, like, there's zipper stoppers here, which is kind of cool. It's very thick, like, and it basically it
won't tip over.
It stands up on its own.
Great.
No.
Yeah. No, it's a giveaway. So yeah, that's a giveaway. I did the fiber, I did the yarn.
And now we have to give a
the
spoiler
cozy
warning.
crafting. Yes. Oh, well, where's your ninja?
Oh, yes. I got from Slip Stitch Studios. I bought... Somebody had mentioned these on the podcast, or had asked about them on the board. And this is called a Needle Nook. It's from Slip Stitch Studios.
Mine is this much shorter.
Yeah, hers is a really, really short one. I got a nice long one. It'll fit my 8-inch needles. But this is a DPN holder. You put your knit project in there. 2 of the snaps are far apart so your sock can fit coming out. And it's really this is flannel. I have flannel ninjas.
And what's the best part last night that you didn't notice?
It has a zipper. Yeah. So that you can store notions on the other side.
You didn't know that? She's like, oh my god, I didn't know that.
How would I know that? She does mention it on the website. So you can actually store notions in the thing, in the pouch on top. And it's very subtle when it's closed. You can hardly see it.
It's ninjas.
And so you put your sock or your mitten or your hat or whatever.
Yes, I know, but I'm trying to detangle it right now.
Basically, fine, I'll show it. You put your stuff in like this, and you snap over top.
I missed. Around, and your sock can't come out and get tangled or come off the needles or anything like that, and that's pretty solid. It can't come out of there. So, and it's nice thick fabric. It's flannel, so it's not going to poke out the ends either.
Just trying to see if they can see that.
Yes, that's the
Slip
Slip
Stitch
Stitch
Studios.
Studios. And it's a needle nook.
Yep, slipstitchstudios.com.
Yes, and I bought it off her Etsy shop because she does have a website, slipstitchstudios.com, that is not her Ravelry site or her Etsy site.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that the inventory doesn't update. So there are things on the website that are not actually in the Etsy shop and you can't actually buy, like the Doctor Who one I tried to buy last week.
Oh.
So that's how I ended up with ninjas, although I love ninjas, and the fact that they're flannel ninjas just makes it that much cooler.
Pirates and ninjas.
I know. I love ninjas. So that was one of my stash acquisitions. And I love that the label on the bag is actually her logo.
Yep, the little sheep.
The little sheep. I love them. So now we have to give a spoiler warning.
Yes.
Because Sue and I acquired some stash this week, but some of you will not have received your club shipment yet.
We're local to the Dyer.
Juliana's Fiber has a club for January, February, and March. It's called the Brights and Grays Club. It's basically, she's space dyeing. It's self-striping, light gray, dark gray, and 2 bright colors. So Sue and I both signed up for the club, and we got our shipment on Thursday, I guess. That's when you came to the office?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Sue went and picked it up at her house, well, her parents' house, and dropped it off to me at the office, and it is gorgeous. And
No, basically I picked it up and she said you need to come here.
yes, well, she went to get it, and I was like, so you're going to come drop it off to me at work, right? So she came to the office, and we knit for a little bit. This is Juliana's yarn for January.
So
Oh,
gorgeous.
pretty.
It is called Rocket.
Rockets.
It is
So-
based on those red, white, and blue popsicles when we were kids.
Yeah, is it actually showing that? There we
It
go.
is. The colors are just beautiful,
Yeah, and it's on her Lucid Dream soft base.
Which is really, really, really soft and squishy. Now this colorway is exclusive to the club until July. In July it will be offered for sale in her shop.
Yep.
So it's an 80-20 superwash merino and nylon. There's 420 yards to a skein. And it says it's machine washable. I don't think it.
I don't.
I don't
I hand wash all my stuff.
machine wash my knits. So, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Those reds. There's like 2 or 3 different shades of red. And there's the blue and the light gray and I love it. So that is the January colorway.
Yeah.
And I have the jealous.
The next thing up is our giveaway of the anthology book, ebook that we
Yes.
reviewed last week. I locked the thread last night, and I will open it up.
I'll continue trying to detangle my socks.
And so,
I will pull up the random number generator.
yes, you do that. Giveaway anthology. So, basically, this is a book by Kari Bostick-Hoge, aka Madder, M-A-D-D-E-R, on Ravelry. And she has, her second book just came out, but we decided to go with the first one for the giveaway. So we have 42 posts, so 2 to 42. And what we asked people to do was tell us what they collect. And some of the
Yes.
things were pretty interesting to hear.
Other than yarn. 'Cause
Yes.
we all collect yarn.
Yeah. Just double check.
Yeah, there was a couple of really interesting ones in there.
Yeah, 2 to 42. Number 2?
Number 2.
Oh, wow. Who is the first person that posted? That is amazing.
Nikozuki Yarns.
Who is her name here?
Katie.
Katie from Calgary. So,
Yay,
fellow
Katie.
Canadian, you have won a copy of the Matter Anthology Book 1. I will contact Carrie and have her send that to you through Ravelry.
See, now you
So-
can't feel too bad about accidentally posting in the no chatter thread.
Yeah. Okay. The next thing we have is I contacted a designer, and basically I met her in another group, and I'm going to test knit a sweater for her. And through the chatting and everything, she offered to give away 2 of her latest designs. I have them here somewhere. I think I printed them out. So basically, well, sorry, not giveaway.
I was going to say, I don't
No,
think I'm going to give away.
This one's not a giveaway. You get a discount. So she has the cowl, a round cowl.
Which I love.
I'm going to put this down. So this is the around cowl.
It's really pretty. It's
And
double knit.
It's double knit, and you can see some of the pictures on the side. And it is
Annie Haas, H-A-A-S.
Haas.
Sure, Haas. And she is, what's her? Tish This Bird Knits on Ravelry. So basically, the other pattern we're going to...
And I love the sweater.
So this is the sweater, and it's called Northbound. And basically what she's doing is she set up a coupon code. And the coupon code is 2SkeinsLove. And if you buy both of these patterns, you will get them for $8. They go for $6 a piece.
Nice.
So buy both and you get them for $8. And it is good until February 7th, which is next week.
I want the cowl. She's sending them to you. So Sue sends the links to us this week, and Kari goes, I love the sweater. The cowl's kind of meh. And I'm like, I love the cowl. I would never knit the sweater, just basically because I would never knit myself a sweater.
Yeah, so she's going to send copies to us, so that's really nice. And we have a giveaway.
Yes, we do.
We have a giveaway.
Do I need to get a random number generator
Nope,
again?
we're
Okay.
starting. This is just the 5 patterns that we're giving away.
Oh, right. Okay.
So this is the new giveaway that's going to go up in the thread. It's called Yarn Hoarder by Sarah Dupuis, who is Stitch Chicky Knits, and she goes by Stitch Chicky on Ravelry. So basically, the idea behind this is to use stash that you've been hoarding.
Because we all have that one special skein that we just pet every
It's
so often.
fingering, so we all know we have a lot of fingering. And this is the pattern here.
Not everybody has a sock yarn problem like you, Sue.
Shush. My 12 skeins in 2015 didn't make a dent. So there's another picture of it. So she gifted it to the 3 of us, but she offered 5 copies to our viewers. So we're going to give away 5 copies. The prompt, what is your oldest yarn you could use for this pattern? Post a picture.
Yay, I didn't have to come up with that one.
No, I didn't. Well, it's called Yarn Hoarder. So
Yes.
what is your oldest skein of yarn that you would use for this picture, for this shawl or cowl? And post it in the thread that I'm going to create. And next week we'll pick 5 winners. Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention, a couple podcasts, because I did this a while back. I would mention the podcasts I'm watching. I'm watching 3 new ones. One is Cozy Crafting with Abby, and she's the girl who made the bag that we're going to give away in the next month or so.
What bag?
Yeah. Trust me.
The bag will be taken out of Kari's cold dead hands very shortly.
The other one I've been watching is called Erin Joy Knits, and right now she's only on YouTube. She's very new. She sews, and I think she crochets, and she knits.
Dude, we're only on YouTube.
True. And the last one is Fellow Canadian. They're 2 sisters who live in BC, and the podcast is called Fairy Little Twitch and Stitch. And Marcia is the person that I met through Instagram, and she basically said watching our podcast gave her the courage to start her own. But she does it with her sister Scylla. And these 2 girls are hilarious. I love them. So go check them out. They have a Ravelry group. So does Cozy Crafting, and I'm not sure if Erin Joy has one.
Is Cozy Crafting the lady whose husband is in our group, or is that somebody else?
No, that is the Canadian knitter.
Okay.
That is True Canuck Girl.
Her husband is in our group.
Yes,
Kind of awesome.
she does a podcast as well, and she's the one I got the Brown Bag Sock Club idea from.
Okay.
Yeah. And last thing I want to mention, today is the last day for some coupons that we have going. Chicken Soup Designs, 10% off. Chicken Soup 10 is the code. And Yarn Mugger, which is 15% off, and the code is 2TS15. And aren't you using some Yarn Mugger you wanted to mention?
I'm using her stitch markers.
I'm using some
So is she.
on my
Follow.
Your Arrow shawl, and it's down there, and I'm not taking it back out. So,
And this is where I regret only having 32-inch needles.
oh,
I'm not even halfway around yet.
that's going to be interesting.
Yep.
So, I think that's it.
You sure?
Pretty much covered everything.
You sure you wouldn't want to go for another half hour or so?
No, we're at 50 minutes.
I'm sorry.
So, yeah. So, happy crafting. We'll see you all next week. She won't.
I
She's
won't
going
be here.
to
I'll
be
be in Chicago.
an impromptu visit to see her boyfriend in Chicago. So,
I'll be having fun without y'all.
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 All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'm still